Hello students. Now we're going to start our defense of December month. Now as you have seen last time in the November month we have done two sections of defense. This time we'll have only one part of defense. So because we see majority of the things in the defense we have already discussed, and as I told you in science and tech our video, that one of the component of the science and tech is defense, right? Defense technology and defense initiatives. So majority of the defense are over, so now the defense will have only one video, and majority of the things now we'll be focusing more on the compilation part, right? Okay, let's proceed. So first one is the Meteor missiles. So Meteor missiles are in the news because they are now said to be integrated with the Rafale that we have taken from France. So Meteor missiles are like Astra missile. They are air to air missile. Okay, so you can see Rafale, if it will be on the Rafale, so it will be fired from Rafale itself, right? Air to air. So on that clue you can remember in that way. So it is a beyond visual range air to air missile developed by MBDA, that is a manufacturer, arms manufacturer, so not in India, it's an European manufacturer. Okay, so many of the facilities or many of the capabilities that particular missile provides, such as multi-shot capability against the long range maneuvering targets, unmanned air vehicles, cruise missiles, like that, right? Okay, so it is said that Rafale must fly in the Meteor air to air missile, India tells France. So India wants that we should get Meteor missiles along with the France, along with the Rafale. Okay, so it reaches up to the speed of Mach 4. It reaches up to the speed of Mach 4. We've already discussed Mach 4. Mach is the speed of sound, and we have discussed speed of sound with respect to the cruise missiles, right? Okay. It is also fitted with the data communication and all these things. More importantly, what we need to know, if the question comes on the Meteor missile, more or less it will be around, it is indigenous or not. So no, it is not indigenous. It is an air to air or surface to air or surface to surface missile. So we also know that. Okay, so this is Meteor missiles. Next is Pinaka rocket. So Pinaka rockets are launched from the mobile base, right? So they have currently two what we say versions, so Mark 1 and Mark 2. So Mark 1 has 40-kilometer range and Mark 2 has the 75-kilometer range. It is indigenously designed, that is by DRDO, right? It is, as I told you, it is mounted on the Tata truck for the mobility. It was used in the Kargil war. Now it is been now integrated with the IRNSS, that is Navik, our own navigation satellite system. And Pinaka 3 is also in development phase, which will increase its range to 120 kilometers. Okay, right. Next is Daksh. So what is Daksh basically? So Daksh is, you can see, it is a, what we say, a bomb. It will diffuse bombs in simple language. So it will primarily be used to recover the improvised explosive devices, right? So it will locate, handle and destroy all type of hazardous object. So you can see it can go on the stairs. It can be remotely controlled from 500 meters. It is equipped with multiple cameras, IED handling equipments, okay, reconnaissance systems, all these things. It will serve as a bomb disposal unit. I think now you get the idea what is Daksh. Okay, developed by DRDO. So it will be the bomb slayer of the future, right? So it can climb stairs, negotiate steep slopes, all these things. So if the question, as I told you again many times, that if the question on the defense technology will come, or in any case, anything with respect to science and tech comes, the question will be very, very easy. You just need to be aware of things, right? Because UPSC wants us a general understanding of the science and tech topics, not a very specialized and deep knowledge. But we just need to know the very basics of this stuff that is available in the very general domain. So if the question comes on the Daksh, so the more important part will be who has developed it. Secondly, what it is used for, right? It is not a missile, but rather it will be used as a bomb disposal unit, right? Next is integrated battle group. So let us understand in crux what it is. So basically it will be a self sufficient unit of army, one unit of army composite of the few of the individuals that will be self sufficient, which will be able to mobilize, which can mobilize very shortly along the borders, okay, which can do a very swift strike in the case of war. So that the point of integration and all these things you don't have to do. We should have a very small unit which should be ready for very swift strike in the case of the war. Okay, for example, Operation Parakram, I've already discussed in 2001, post attack on our parliament. So we have mobilized our troops along the border. Similar on those lines, this integrated battle groups target to create those units, right? So they are the brigade side agile self-sufficient combat functions which can swiftly launch a strike against the adversary in the case of the hostility. Now you get the idea, I think. So how will they be different from the existing formation? How will they be different from the existing formation? These things, as I told you. So as they will be self-sufficient. Okay. So this is the, and India wants to deploy it in 2020 along both Eastern Front and the Western Front. Western Front means Pakistan and Eastern Front means China. Right. So this is that. So it will be integrating existing elements of infantry, tank, regiment, artillery, UAVs, engineer and signals. It will compose it of the all the six different components of the battle group. Next, so now we'll be discussing a range of the unmanned air vehicles which are used for different purposes, starting with airborne warning and control system. So what is this? From the name itself, airborne warning and control system. So a system which is in the air, which acts as a eye in the sky, which can be used for the monitoring, which can be used for the surveillance, which can be used for the reconnaissance, right? So it is a air force. With this AWACS, Air Force can detect incoming missiles, enemy aircraft across the country's border, right? It is described as the eye in the sky. Okay, so currently India has the four. First we have the Falcon one. First we have imported from Israel. Then we developed our own, that is Netra. So you can remember in from this also, Netra means eye, that is eye in the sky. So Netra are the airborne warning and control system. You can see Pakistan had its own 7, right? China over 20 it has, right? Okay, so India already has launched a comprehensive AWACS program for the armed forces. So they want to develop their own version. And with this, we are developing a versions of the Netra 1, Netra 2, like this. Okay, it will be carried out by the DRDO and this Bangalore-based Center for the Airborne System, right? Okay. So let's start with the first one, that is Falcon. So Falcon, as I told you, it's an Israeli system. Okay, so Falcon is India's first such system and one of the most powerful system when it was deployed, right? So it consists of the radar system developed by the Israel aerospace industry. Okay, so remember Israel thing is there. So they can ask you question, as I told you last time also, from where we have taken which thing. Okay, so they can ask you, mainly many of the options will be majority Israel, US, USSR, France. Next is Netra. So Netra, we have developed our own indigenous airborne early warning and control system, right? So it is in India's 4th country to have developed this advanced system, and it was used first time in our Balakot strike. It was used first time in the, just one second, yeah, it is used in the aerial combat in the Balakot strike, right? So this is Netra. Next is now they are developing the Netra 2 also, right? So better version of the second one. Next is Nishant. So Nishant is different. It is UAV. You can see Nishant UAV, unmanned air vehicle, right? It is developed by the Indian Aeronautic Development Establishment branch of DRDO. You need to just remember that, developed by indigenously developed. Okay, it has endurance of 4 hours and 30 minutes. It can stay in the atmosphere. Okay, so what it will be used for, you can see battlefield surveillance, reconnaissance, target tracking and localization, artillery fire correction and all these things, right? And it is the catapult launch. Interesting fact is, catapult means, you can see it is launched in catapult, just like we launched the things, right? For example, catapult used to be like this. In Hindi we call it gulel. So it is launched, the thing is there, and from there, from thing it is pushed down and then it is launched. Similar to it, like this. What is the use? Because we, in the case of the whenever we need it, we don't need a conventional runways, because you can see like that, it does not need a runway to get it fly. So it can be catapult launched, and it can be used for the parachute, recovered using a parachute. So it gives it more flexibility with respect to its operation, and especially in the extreme situations, right? Next is Ghatak. So Ghatak is also a UAV, right? That is autonomous stealthy unmanned combat air vehicle. What it is? So it will not be recognized in the air. When it will be stealth means, so the property of not being able to see, right? So that is the main probability of Ghatak, right? So this is Ghatak. Next is Predator B. So remember, Predator we have taken, this UAV we have taken from the USA, or we are planning to take it from USA. It is also known as the MQ-9 Reaper. So it is an unmanned air vehicle developed by the General Atomics by USA. That's what we need to know. It possesses the capability of long-term endurance, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Overall, majority of the work is same. Small differences are there, and those small differences we don't need to know. Okay, so currently being used by the currently aircraft has been used by the UK, Italian, French, and Spanish system. Now India is also taking thing from the USA. Now some old, not current affairs, some old things. For example, this was the Herons. So they were one of the earliest unmanned air vehicle that we have taken from Israel. Okay, now we are acquiring the better version of his, so Heron TP. Okay. Next is Searcher 1 and 2. Again, very old Israeli drone acquired in 1998. Now we are developing our own fleet. Now, if I ask you the name Nishant, then Rustam, we have discussed Rustam series, if you remember, right? Last time we have discussed Rustam series. So these are our own indigenously developed system now. Okay. Next is Lakshya. So Lakshya is the target. Lakshya means target, right? So it is again a drone system developed by the DRDO only, right? So what will be the objective of Lakshya? So Lakshya is the objective of the Lakshya is the same, reconnaissance of the battlefield and target acquisition, right? So you need to remember our fleet of drones, right? Currently, Lakshya 1 has been done. It had been inducted into the Indian Air Force. Now, Lakshya 2 is been in the development, right? Okay, next is we'll discuss some exercises. First is exercise Apaharan. So Apaharan means hijacking, right? Apaharan not means hijacking. Apaharan is kidnap. So this is an anti-hijacking exercise conducted with the Indian Navy with the Coast Guard, right? So in collaboration with the Coast Guard, Indian Navy is conducting the exercise along the Kochi Plateau. So just remember, it's an India only exercise, Indian agency working together, right? It aims at the streamlining the response mechanism in case any hijacking of our merchant vehicle or vessel happens, right? Because the problem of the piracy, we have discussed in polity anti-piracy law, right? If you remember, so anti-piracy bill, it is pending in parliament. So just to give it an operational outlook, these exercises are important. Next is exercise Iron Union 12. So it is an exercise between the ground forces of UAE, United States, was held in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so it is the exercise between United States and Abu Dhabi. Not too much important because India is not included. So this is what, but it was important because it was in the news in the Indian newspaper, because India is now strategically linked to United States and now extending its strategic footprints with UAE as well, right? Next is exercise hand in hand. Very simple exercise, very important, or everybody knows about it. So hand in hand is India and China, right? Began in 2007, and then after 5 years does not happen. Then finally from 2013 onwards it restarted. Okay. So the theme is counter-terrorism. Again, not very important. Themes are not important. The exercise name and all these things important. More or less, if they're asked where it has happened, so this time it happened in India, in Meghalaya. Okay. Right, next is Indra. So Indra is India and Russia. So second edition of the joint tri-service exercise in the Russia, simultaneously held in at 3 places: Goa Navy, Pune Air Force, and Jhansi Army. Again, don't have to remember where it is happening because the 3 exercises simultaneously happening. Right? It is a second version. First version happened in 2017, where the joint exercise has taken, tri-service exercise has taken place. Right? Okay, next is SSB. So this Sashastra Seema Bal. So it is a central armed police force which is deployed along which borders? Nepal and Bhutan borders. So this CAPF is deployed around Nepal and Bhutan border, right? When it was established formerly known as Special Service Bureau, established after 1963 war. So many of the battalions or many of the CAPF you will see after a major event or so, right? So one the objective, it is being headed by the SSB, is headed by the IPS officer, and under the administrative control, that is, you need to know that under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so it is under Ministry of Home Affairs. With respect to SSB, what questions can come? First question can come that along which borders it is, under which ministry it is, and if they ask a tough question, they can ask you this question. But I believe they won't ask you this question because it will go beyond the um, ambit of current affairs. Okay, so why it was in the news? Because our Home Minister Amit Shah has says that they will get some 100 days to spend with their family, and they want to review the functioning of SSB. Okay, it is the first guarding force in our nation to recruit the women battalion. The objective of the SSB will be very same. Now this is again a main stuff, not a prelim stuff, because in the mains there is one topic, the mandate of the security forces of India. The very last topic it is mentioned in the security, internal security, right? Okay, so this is Sajastra Seema Bal. Next is hyper spectral imaging program. Last year it was in the news in the science and tech domain. Now in the defense we see its use. So what is this hyper spectral imaging program? First of all, uh, we'll discuss the technology behind it for later. So this program is used to monitor the suspicious movement along the borders. Okay, especially, and there's a dense forest. Especially if you see the Myanmar border, a lot of dense forests are there on the both the sides of the border, or also along the India-Pakistan border as well. So a lot of forests are there, and due to which the border management becomes a big issue. So Indian Air Force will be using this hyperspectral imaging program to locate and identify the suspicious movement. Okay. So as I told you, dense tree cover is there, very high, very different terrain and topography is there, right? So what they will be, how it will be conducted, what they basically do. For example, you take a picture of, take a picture from the camera. Then it gives you pixels which can be allocated into RGB, that is red, green and blue. An analysis of red, green and blue, different proportion, you come out with the analysis. This is being done actually now. So they come out and okay, this is a tree, this is a river, after taking a picture from the above, right? Now hyperspectral imaging says that along with these colors we will give you more colors. So with respect to more colors, you are able to decipher in very detail, okay, this is tree, but between this tree and this tree there is a human, or there is a movement of the people. So you are able to identify the unwanted people or any suspicious movement that is happening along the border. Okay, so a light is striking each and pixel is broken down into many different spectral bands. So it will be broken down into many bands on which with respect to information of which they will be processed and they will get the information. Okay, so it will be able to identify the targets and other object against the background clutter. Getting my point? So this is a better, you can see human eye, and the human eye see in this format, center will see in this very much elongated and very much comprehensive spectral band. Next is Sarvatra Kavach. So Sarvatra Kavach is designed by Major Anup Mishra. So he has designed a bulletproof jacket which can take up the ammunition up to the sniper rifle as well. So if you take a hit by the sniper, not spiner, sniper rifle, you must have seen in the movies, right? Sniper rifle is there. So it can take up the bullet from that also, right? And they have awarded Mr. Major some awards also, right? Okay, this much is important. Bhabha Kavach, you remember we have discussed Bhabha Kavach earlier. Next is Department of Military Affairs. So this is a new department under the Ministry of Defense. So under MOD, a new department has started, that is fifth department. Earlier, other departments of the Ministry of Defense are Department of Defense, Department of Military Affairs, new department, then Department of Defense Production, Department of Defense Research and Development, and Department of Ex-Servicemen and Welfare, Ex-Servicemen Welfare. So these things are mentioned more or less in your India yearbook. This becomes important because new department has been formed. Now, in the polity also, the question can be as how this new department is formed. Do you need a constitutional amendment? Do you need a statutory act or bill? No, it's a simple executive action. So they amend this particular second schedule to Government of India rules only. Okay, so this can be done at the executive level. So it will be consisting of a secretary, and secretary will be CDS, Chief of Defense Staff. It will be headed by the Chief of Defense Staff. Okay, we have discussed Chief of Defense Staff in detail in the last lecture, I believe, right? So other secretaries will be there. So you just need to know that Chief of Defense Staff will be heading this new department. Next is Operation, last topic of the discussion, Operation Dolphin Nose. So what is this Operation Dolphin Nose? Basically, the Eastern Naval Command, there we have found some of the people in our Navy that were found to be, allegedly they were found to be spying with for the ISI, for the Pakistan, right? Pakistan's inter-service intelligence, they are spying for them. So Operation Dolphin Nose is a operation in which NSA, National Security Agency, will take care of the, sorry, NIA, not NSA, NIA, National Investigating Agency, I'm really sorry. NIA will take up the investigation for these people, right? So because it is important, because our Eastern Naval Command is very specific, because there our Arihant, the news information with respect to Arihant, top secrets information, for example, Arihant project and all these informations are there. If you recall, we have read that Arihant is a strategic missile, a strategic nuclear submarine ballistic missile, right? So we do not want our enemy to know where Arihant is located. So all the information is towards the Eastern Naval Command, and that is why the Operation Dolphin Nose was done. Getting a point, you should read it. 7 naval personnel, Hawala operators were arrested for alleged espionage and suspected links. So what is this Dolphin Nose? So there is a basically beach, right? It is a hill between near the Vizag, and the hill looks like a dolphin nose. You can see from the beach they are looking at the hill. So this is the place, that is why it is named as the Operation Dolphin Nose, right? Okay, so we are done with this time's defense. Let us quickly revise what we have done. We started with the Meteor missiles. I talked about that. Rafale, with Rafale it will be there, not indigenously developed by a company called MBDA. Then we discussed Pinaka rocket, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 is in production with a range of 120 kilometer, right? It is launched on the Tata trucks. Then Daksh we have discussed, bomb disposal unit, something like that. Then integrated battle group, it will be a self-sufficient unit which can be deployed for the swift strike in the case of the war. Okay, then we discussed that airborne warning and control system, and then we discussed many of the UAVs. With respect to airborne warning system, we have discussed, I started with the Falcon, right? Then we discussed Netra. So Falcon is a Israel system that we have taken. Then Netra we are developing. Then we have discussed some of the UAVs. First is Nishant, that interestingly that was catapult launch, launched from the catapult, and that uses parachute in case of the recovery. Then we read about Ghatak, that is stealth is the main feature of the Ghatak. Then Predator B that we want to import with the USA. Then we discussed Herons and Searcher 1 and 2, very old drones, just to give you the whole information of the UAV. That is why we have discussed this Herons and the Searcher 1 and 2, right? Then Lakshya, again indigenously developed. It is a drone system of India. Then we discussed some of the exercise Apaharan for the anti-hijacking exercise. Then exercise hand in hand with respect to China. Then Indra, India and Russia. Second tri-service happened this time. Then we discuss one of the CAPF, that is Central Armed Police Force, that is Sashastra Seema Bal. Then we discuss hyperspectral imaging program, how the technologies can help us to view the different terrain and any suspected activity or suspected movement of the people. Then Sarvatra Kavach, and finally Department of the Military Affairs and Operation Dolphin Nose. Please keep in mind of this, because this becomes important. They can ask you Department of Military Affairs along with the CDS, because these both are the new developments in the defense, right? So it becomes relatively more important for our prelims examination, right? So with this we finish our session. See you in the next class when we'll be discussing, I believe, ecology, and after that with economy we'll finish our December month, and we'll start January month. Okay, thank you everyone. See you in the next class.